Hello, everyone. Welcome to the October 3rd, 2022 Public Kubernetes Steering Committee meeting. My name is Christoph. I'll be the bosun for this meeting today. A reminder that this meeting is being recorded and will be posted to YouTube, so please conduct yourself accordingly. In addition, we call the Kubernetes and CNCF Code of Conduct. Please be excellent to each other. So first thing on our agenda for today is announcing the 2022 Kubernetes Steering Committee election results. Do we have a representative from the election officers who would like to proceed that? Kaslin.
It's me. Sorry, I need just a second to get my stuff available here. Okay, yes. All right. So we haven't sent out the email to the full community yet. We're planning to do that after this meeting. But the three winners of the steering committee election were Mr. Bobby Tables, Nabarun Pal, and Benjamin the Elder.
Congratulations to the winners. And on behalf of the steering committee, I'd like to thank our election officers, Kaslin, Noah, and Dims for running this election. I've said it in some other places, but elections are a really critical time for the community. As far as deciding our leaders in a democratic and fair and transparent way, and we really appreciate that work that the election officers put in running this election. Okay, so yes, once again, congratulations to Bob, Ben, and Nabarun. We'll be doing all sorts of fun onboarding activities, I'm sure, within the next coming days and that kind of stuff. And we'll go from there. Bob.
Quick question, Kaslin, is there going to be an official retro?
Yes, the official retro was originally scheduled for Tuesday. We were discussing if we were going to maintain that. I think we are still doing that.
Is it Tuesday like tomorrow or Tuesday?
Tuesday like tomorrow.
Okay.
We do have a doodle pull out, so we're probably going to finalize when the retro will be today. It'll be kind of short notice if we change it, but it looks like all of the dates might be tomorrow. All the ones I can see right now are so. But I'll send out an email letting everyone know exactly when it is once we have that settled.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, anything from anyone else before we move on to the next topic?
Kaslin, would you mind shooting us the doodle poll for the retro?
Will do.
And just from the chat, since it's short notice and some folks might not be able to make it, if there's a doc that people had specific things they wanted to drop in, that'd be awesome too.
Yeah.
Thanks.
The doodle poll link is in the chat.
Great. Okay. If there's something else, we can move on. The next topic is one I had basically snoozed for a while. So normally at KubeCon, the steering committee does at least one, if not two, different AMA sessions. It looks like we're being asked to do two again. We have a session at the main conference, and we have a request from the Contributor Summit team to also do a smaller session focused on contributor issues at the Contributor Summit. I'm not sure yet who else from the steering committee plans to be there. I know we originally pulled the folks that were going to be remaining on the committee, and I have a list of those, but Bob Numbern and Ben, expect to get pings from me specifically on this if you're going to be attending KubeCon, and if you would be available to join and desire to join these 2 sessions. Yeah, that's basically all I had on that one. Any questions, feedback? I guess one thing I'll ask while we're here, Bob, because you're also on the Contributor Summit team. Was there any specific details as far as the request for the session that is being asked for the Contributor Summit? Is it very similar to the session we had in Valencia?
Yes, pretty much just a, not recorded AMA session.
Cool. Okay. With that, we've reached the end of the pre-submitted agenda. I know lots of folks are busy with other things, including at this point KubeCon prep, considering that's only a couple weeks away. But is there anything else that folks would like to bring up or talk about?
Jordan made a lovely suggestion in the chat for a doc to put any asynchronous feedback comments about the election into. So I went ahead and just created a document. If anyone has any feedback that they would like to share and they don't want to worry about trying to make that meeting, please feel free to share it there, and I'll make sure that it gets recorded in the proper, more formal locations.
Cool. Can you
That'd
go
be
ahead
great,
and
Caslin.
open edit access to
Thank
dev
you.
Yeah,
Anyone with the
that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Dev at Kubernetes and steering at Kubernetes would be great.
You should have access now.
Thanks, Caslin.
For the onboarding of the new folks, I know we normally create an issue that has a checklist and then ask the new folks to divvy up driving that checklist and updating the template for that checklist. I'm happy to spawn the issue and copy in the current template, and then we can tag people in and start working through that.
I was gonna say I'm fine with doing it too.
If you want to do it, Stephen, that might actually be easier because once I drop
Sure.
Slack
Exactly.
channel, but yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you both. Okay, last call. Any other business that we'd like to bring up and discuss today?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Bob.
Oh no, I was gonna say, Kendall, you had mentioned something in chat.
Oh yeah. So initially I had invited you all way back to a project team gathering that was going to be in person the week before KubeCon for the Open Infra Foundation and OpenStack and many other projects. But it has been made virtual, and we made that announcement a while back and I had mentioned it, but I just wanted to make sure that you all knew that you were still invited if you were interested. I expect because it's the week before KubeCon, most of you will be busy preparing for that. But if you could, attend for an hour at some point, we would love to have you participate and listen in and all of that. So if people are interested, I am happy to send those details along and keep you in the loop. So, yeah.
That's great. Thanks, Caslin. Yeah, I might ping you for some of those details because I've always enjoyed joining when the OpenStack Foundation invites us to those things. Always learn something.
Yeah, we're so different and so similar at the same time. It's a little bit hilarious.
Exactly. Okay. Any other questions on that? Numbern, is your hand for this or for something different? Okay, great. Thanks so much, Kendall. Numbern.
Hey everyone. Sorry if there's some background noise. I'm at the airport catching a red eye. So there is one question. So since I've been elected to steering, I have to step down from the code of conduct committee now. And I would just giving a heads up that I'd reach out to you all about asking like who is next in line to replace me, and we'll also get the handover rolling on the code of conduct side. So just right now, I let the current committee members know that I'm stepping down. But once I know who is going to replace me, I'll kick off the process, and I'll probably stay on the channel for 7 days, just to ensure that everything is handed over smoothly. And I hope that is fine. Just 1 week of an overlap period.
Yeah, Tim, do you want to touch on this one? Because I think you were, I can't remember if we had actually ended up getting merged, but I think one thing when you were elected, you were facing the same thing, and then we were going to actually like craft a formal policy around it.
Yeah, the policy discussion got complicated, but pragmatically, our practice is that we step down, or we pick. So what I'm hearing you say is that you vocalize an intent to step down. So regardless of anything else, it's simple. It's the AI then is on steering to look at the past election and go through the next folks in line, and we'll take the AI, or I can take the AI to go through that and reach out, because context may have changed. The next person in line may be otherwise occupied, but we'll go through the list and see who is the next available replacement then, and let COCC know. Stephen?
Great, thanks, Tim. Stephen?
Yeah, so one thing to note there is that we had recently made changes within our charter, at least on the steering side, around how many votes down the ladder we go in selection, and we've already done one replacement for the current batch of CSC members. So something to keep in mind. Maybe it doesn't matter, but we should talk about it separately.
So to make explicit, I think you're saying, depending on how we think about this in the future, this might be a scenario that would call for a fresh election.
Exactly. Because at least on the steering side, that's what we would do at this point.
Anything else that folks want to bring up on this topic? Great, thank you. So the action there, Tim, you're going to take point in and kind of sorting that out of what the next steps are for filling the COCC vacancy that this now creates. Okay. Back out to the floor. Anything else that folks want to bring up and discuss today? Going once, going twice. Great. Okay. Thank you everyone for attending. We will cut this one a little bit short today, give everybody some time back. And thank you so much for joining. And once again, congratulations to Bob, Nubrin, and Ben.
Congratulations, folks.
Hope everyone's healthy, and hope to see some of you in a couple of weeks face to face.
Cheers, everyone.
Later.